Hello and welcome to WriterGreg on Twitch.tv. Welcome everyone to Creative Countdowns, the writing show on Twitch.tv where we do 10 minutes of sprints every 15 minutes for the rest of the evening. Glad that everyone could make it. A big shout out to Roll Society and Aegon TV for the raid before I even got here. Thank you so much. Aegon, you made my evening. Thank you so much for coming by and bringing your viewers with you. I really appreciate that. And a big shout out to Moonflower Rider, who has already contributed to the 1 million lemon challenge, where if we collect 1 million lemon channel points by November 25th of 2020, we will have a 24-hour stream. And something just happened. I don't know what that was in my messages. The screen was covering. I wish I had a rewind button. What was that alert? It was being covered up. Okay, so so if we have 1 million lemon channel points donated to the challenge by November 25th, then we will have a 24-hour stream on November 30th to celebrate the end of NaNoWriMo. Oh, Aegon, thank you so much for the host as well. I appreciate that. I had too many stuff on too many screens and I'll just you can host from each of the channels. And so Aegon, oh yeah, okay, there is the host. Different things. Maybe. All right, so yep, we had the raid from Roll Society and now the host from Aegon. Yeah, all right. So we have changed things up just a little bit, where our first sprint of the evening actually starts at 5 after the hour. So every sprint, instead of starting at the quarter of the hour, will actually end at the quarter of the hour. So we went from 10-minute 5 rest to 5 rest 10-minute sprint. And that will give us time to do some introductions. Hello, how's everybody doing? Let's get all ready and get ready to go, and we'll do it. And for those who haven't heard, the reason I have changed the name of this, hey, Walking Dead lover, welcome. I have changed the name of this evening stream to Creative Countdowns, and the reason why I changed it, let me turn the dimness down on this monitor that's shining up on my face. The reason I changed it is because instead of on my art nights of Monday and Wednesday, I was just talking, I was just drawing. There's no reason why I can't run sprints to help everyone else out. So no matter what I do on the evenings or in the mornings, I will be running sprints unless announced otherwise. But so now 6 times of the week in the morning and 4 times in the evening, Monday through Thursday, you can come and join me for Creative Countdowns, whether they be writing sprints, whether they're editing, whether they're whatever they may be. So hopefully that helps and inspires you to join this wonderful community, this friendly community of creatives who just want to get stuff done. Because getting stuff done is the first step in making sure that we are doing stuff. I mean, does that sound wrong? You can't edit a blank page. You can't submit a blank page to a world. You need to plan your next RPG adventure. If you're the DM, you need to fill out those character sheets. You need to plot the next America Great novel and get ready for NaNoWriMo. All of those things are things that we can work on together. So in 1 minute, we are gonna start the first sprint. So tell me, everyone, what's everyone working on tonight? Personally, I am working on another, okay, there's the sprint alarm. I'm working on another advice article to help share some of my procedures and things that I do to hopefully help other people, edit better. So that's what I'm going to be working on. So, Walking Dead lover, introduction to your new world. Awesome. Moonflower, another brain dump primer document thingy. Aegon was working on some of my metaphysical laws of my world. All right. Those are some great things to start working on. And so I will start the timer, and boom, there we go. All right, we got the 10-minute sprint starting. So I am going, another chapter. Excellent. So I am going to turn the music up, the microphone off. I will see you in 10 minutes. Wow, that sure does go fast. All right, how did everybody do? I can actually count my words here. 72 words. Please, someone beat that. Eight lines on paper. All right, Dazzle Cat. Good job. Dazzler Cat and I alone tonight? Oh, there we go. Moonflower. 165 words. Awesome. Just setting up my thing for the night. Top. Thick. All right. 0, 10, 0. There we go. All right. How's everyone doing? Feeling creative? It's Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday. Hope everyone's having a good week and getting ready for a Friday. See, Aegon said that you dump into a Google Doc, then end up with about 10 more stubs on a World Anvil to write when you get a brain dump. All right. Hey, Songbird. Welcome to Creative Countdowns. How was your walk this morning? How was school? Glad that you could make it. Thank you so much for coming by tonight. Oh, just heading home now. Oh, great. I hope the squirrel isn't there anymore, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that one. People who say teachers don't work over the summer are idiots. Yep. My father-in-law was a band teacher for 34 years. My mother was a teacher. My grandmother was a professor. My sister is a professor. My other brother is a professor. Let's see. How many other educators are in my family? I'm like the black sheep because I didn't become some sort of a teacher. I think my brother got his master's degree in instructional technology. Something like that. Your big bad evil guy goes by the alias Ribert Calor. Is that too obvious? Maybe. Ribert. Well, what language? Oh, Aegon, your sister should be granted fast pass through the pearly gates. Do not pass go. Collect all the dollars straight into heaven. I have special needs teachers deserve all the stuff. All right, we are going to start another round of sprints. All right, let's get that started. All right, so save your work. Make sure you save your work, and I'll save my draft. And let's get ready and rumble. Music up. And microphone off. See you in 10. And there we go. Let's see. Count up your words. 111. Hello, Scribbler Society. Welcome. Oh, and Dinosaur Bob. Welcome. Oh, nice new emote. The cleared Twitch jail. That's cool. Well, have a good sleep. Dragon Scribbler Society. Have a good night. Have a good sleep. Dragon Love Water. Good to see you. 3 lines on paper for Dazzlecat. Had to really think. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm having that hot of a sprint myself. Hey, I got 35 words in my 10-minute sprint. Oh boy. Did someone say jail? Yes, I did. Dinosaur Bob has a new emote that is now out of Twitch jail. It's gone through the review process. AJ, thank you so much for the subscription and the renewal for 2 months. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. And it looks like I got an emote. Cool. Thank you so much for the subscription. Okay, 128 words for Moonflower. Good job. Did I turn that down? No, I didn't. Here I am yelling causing my audio to go into the red zone. Sorry about that. Songbird, you finished the secrets for your game next Tuesday, or at least a rough outline from them. Good job. Oh, and you got a cheese stick. Good, healthy. I really like mozzarella string cheese sticks. Those are my favorite. I like mozzarella string cheese. The other ones it's just too heavy. Yeah, cheese. Who made cheesy eggs this morning? Was that you, Moonflower? You were making cheesy eggs for breakfast this morning? Oh, that sounded so good. Somebody was. I don't remember who. All right. Oh, okay, we got 1 more minute. Oh, it was. Hey, I'm not going senile or forgetful. All right, we have 1 more minute before we go. Oh, okay. Songbird, have a great dinner. I finished a game session. Comedy abounded yet again. Oh, Dragon Love Water is working with Dinosaur Bob on that new shared world that they're working on together. That is cool. All right, so we are about to start. There it is. Okay, there is our 5-minute rest is over. All right, there we go. If any of you make it to WD Michael's stream tonight, please tell him I miss his stream. Okay. All right. So let's turn the music up. And I'll see you in 10 minutes. Hello and welcome back, everyone. How'd you do? Welcome, Barbarossa and Scribe of Nikoti. Thank you for coming by. I am working. I really enjoyed getting that article out there, the 14 steps to a stronger scene. So this is my 12 rounds of editing, or what I do after I write my first draft. And I hot my milk and cookies. 12 lines for Dazzlecat. Good. And so let's see how I'm doing. 227. Okay, let's go here. Yay, I got 116 words. Yeah, so I'm working on this because as I was going through the editing process last week on the Runaways Return, I was noticing that this document was really repetitive in places, not consistent with the steps I have. I have my checklist here in Trello, and so I just want to get all of it in one consistent place, and why not share it with everyone so that anyone who is joining us for writing sprints could use it. Okay, everyone's favorite cookie. Go. My favorite cookie, oatmeal cinnamon raisin. I don't know if I spelled that right. I don't think I spelled it. My favorite cookie is oatmeal cinnamon raisin. Peanut butter with chocolate chips. Okay. Songbirds is oatmeal raisin, and yours is molasses. Is that kind of like Wise Muppets once said, the only thing better than milk and cookies is more milk and cookies? Yeah, it's true. Yeah, milk and cookies are good, but I'm usually too impatient to get the milk out. I just eat the cookie. Molasses are really, really soft cookies. Is it kind of like a gingerbread? Are molasses cookies almost a gingerbread? A soft gingerbread? Soft chocolate chip or black and white? Okay. Don't have a favorite. Anything with chocolate. Oh, you don't have a favorite, just the ones you don't like. Interesting. Okay, it's similar. Yeah, I'm not a fan of gingerbread, usually because by the time I eat gingerbread, it's sat out on the counter as construction material for like 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, if I had a real gingerbread cookie that was actually a gingerbread that had not gone through the house process first, I think that would. I think I would enjoy gingerbread more. Now you have to let them sit out for maybe like an hour and then have them. Okay. All right, good answers, everyone. Good answers. Okay. All right, let's make sure that you save your work. I gotta click the save button. Let's get on to the next sprint here. Let's start that up. And there we go. Where'd the music go? Okay, I think it's still working. No, okay. There we go. All right. The dog is sleeping in another room. My work is safe. All right, let's do this. how am I going to be able to get things done with so much fun things happening in the chat? Seriously. I don't know, you songbird. Did you miss anything? Seriously. Oh, fun. Dazzlecat, good job. You got 14 lines written. Oh, let's see how I did. 2, 8, 9. Hey, 62 words. Is that an article you'd like to have critiqued? No, brownies are not better than cookies. There we go. Good night, Dazzlecat. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of chocolate, so I guess that's just me. All right, so we have a double sprint takeover by Scribe. And so what that means is for the next 2 sprints, we will be focusing on reviewing this article, The Ruffled Squid, reading it and talking about it, and just having fun with it. Blonde cookies. I would like to try blonde cookies. Blonde brownies. But yeah, I'm not ready for that. I like protein bars that pretend that they're not cookies. Hey, I still need a drink, especially when I'm about to read an article. Or you may have been referring to something else. I don't know. Oh, this is a pretty picture. Fools, all of you. Unfortunately, with this group, you need to be a little bit more specific, Dragon Love Water. Why? Did I tell you about a possible World Anvil chapter I'm making possibly? Yeah, it was a group for game masters. Brownies with vanilla bean ice cream. Now, okay, I wouldn't say no to that. Especially if you had a strawberry jam smothering the brownie and the vanilla ice cream. Yeah, role models. Yeah, you mentioned that this morning, I think. It was this morning, but yeah, I remember you talking about it. Oh, you made a logo. Never had blondies, never had good gingerbread. You're living way too sheltered of a life. If you have your logo on online on like an Instagram or on a World Anvil page, feel free to throw that link in there in the chat. All right. Oh, Discord. Ooh. I haven't. No. That is a cool logo. That is a cool logo. Awesome. Oh, sorry. All right, so we have a double sprint takeover. So I am going to start the first sprint. So those who wish to sprint may still be able to do so, but for as everyone else, just feel free to enjoy the article review. All right. Ruffle squid eats fruit, wrapped in slimy strands of life, helping kelp to grow. Poems by the Seashore by Arendria Caceres. Oh. The planet of New Deseret is home to the largest number of cephalopod species in known space. As a result, cephalopods have evolved to fill many niches in aquatic ecosystems worldwide. The ruffled squid is one such example, facilitating the pollination of underwater plants in its home of the Persian kelp forest. Interesting. Anatomy of a squid from Old Earth for comparison. Okay. Adult ruffled squids are 15 to 25 centimeters in length. Sorry. With their mantle taking up 2/3 of their total body length. Long ruffled fins extend from their mantle, similar in appearance to leaves growing on the kelp species that exist in their surroundings. These ruffled fins have chromatophores in the skin that change color to match their environment, but are also used in colorful mating displays. Okay. Diet. Ruffled squids feed on the fruit that grows inside the flowers or on the stems of the kelp species in their home environment. While eating, I'd probably put a comma there. While eating, comma, ruffled squids latch onto the stem of kelp trees with a few of their long tentacles, while their arm tentacles reach for the fruit they want. In this position, the ruffled squid extends its fins, which change color and drift in current to match the leaves of the kelp tree the squid is attached to. Like in the current? Is it probably in the current? Role as pollinators. The underwater plants of the Persian kelp forest pollinate by secretly secreting. Oh, man. I am so sorry about all my yawns. The underwater plants of the Persian kelp forest pollinate by secreting a DNA-rich mucus from the petals or their flowers or on their leaves. As the ruffle squids eat I would put as a ruffled squid eats, or as the ruffled squids eat. You're not putting me to sleep. It's just been a long day. And my dog woke me up a half hour earlier today. So I would, as the ruffled squid eats, you may want to work on some number consistency. The kelp fruit, as the ruffled squid eats the kelp fruit, comma, this mucus rubs off the plant and attaches to the squid's body. Okay. When the squid moves to the next kelp tree, this mucus rubs off onto the new plant where it results in fertilization. Thanks. Thanks, Scribe. But I'm not kidding. My dog did wake me up a half an hour early, and I was none too happy. Okay, reproduction. When they are sexually mature, comma, male ruffled squids will weave balls of kelp together with a hollow interior. The male will fill this hollow with fresh fruits collected from nearby underwater plants, disposing of any fruit that goes bad. When a female ruffled squid swims by, comma, the male will flare out his fins, changing their color in an undulating pattern as he faces the female and dances vertically in front of her. If successful, comma, the dance and light show have a hypnotic effect on the female. Yes, Bob, it's going to be a hoot watching me yawn for 24 hours. That just means I'm going to have to get better. So I'm going to have to figure something out. I have no idea. Okay, he if successful, the dance and light show it's probably has a hypnotic effect on the female who follows the backward swimming male to his nest. There she will inspect the quality of his nest and fruit. If they are to her standard, the female will enter the nest and signal willingness to mate by changing her color to a bright orange. After male and female ruffled squid mate, the female lays her now fertilized eggs inside the nest prepared by the male. These eggs, usually around 50, okay, oh, there's 50 eggs. I was about to think that, they're 50 centimeters? They're 50 millimeters? Like, I was thinking size, not quantity. That just may be my yawning brain here. Hatch within 4 to 5 weeks, and the young remain in the nest for 7 to 8 weeks until they grow to the point of being crowded, comma, at which point they leave to live life on their own. I would probably split that sentence up into multiple, at least to two, because you're talking about life in the nest. And then the second thought is the concept of leaving the nest. That's a separate idea. So I would recommend splitting that sentence. During their nest period, the young are guarded by one parent at all times while the other collects fruit and mucus for the hatchlings to eat. Cool. Okay. So, a question, Scribe. Has any. Okay. So. Did you do any research into the actual mating habits of squids on old Earth and how they do it? Or is this whole cloth a new thing? Because this sounds like pretty intelligent behavior of the constructing of a kelp, of collecting fruit, of being able to discard rotten fruit, putting it in, inspecting the fruit. This sounds really intelligent. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just curious to know if you have if you're intentionally making these squid sufficiently intelligent to be able to do all of this stuff. Does that make sense? Because they sound like smart animals. I mean, like dog, or I used stuff similar to what I've seen in some bird species. Oh, okay, very fair. Very fair. Okay. Then I wonder if they would need to have you may want to mention that they have a larger brain capacity. They're more intelligent than old Earth squid, because you are making this direct reference here to old Earth squids. I would, for picture purposes, I would probably just say, yeah, they're smarter. They have a higher intelligence because you're also talking about All right. The male and female protect the young. So, do they mate for life? Or do they mate per season? I think squid are intelligent enough, but they just don't do that. I don't know. I'm just asking the questions because I have no idea. Um, but yeah. Okay, so there is the end of our first sprint. So but because this is an article review, we will continue going on for these 5 minutes and the next 10 minutes of the sprint. So we are still going on here. So if anyone else has questions for this article or something I may have missed, please enter it into the chat and we can talk about that as well. Yeah. Thank you so much, Barbarossa. I appreciate that. I'm having fun. And I know there are people smarter than me out there. I guess I just have the courage to just put myself out there. I guess that's the one redeeming quality I have. But we're not talking about me, we're talking about squids. Okay, squid and octopi are both very, very intelligent. Octopi are thought to be as smart as dogs. Oh, it's just strange because they only exhibit this form of intelligence, especially emotional intelligence, when interacting with humans, not when they interact with each other. Okay. Dinosaur Bob. The care of young is the biggest stretch, but it's not unbelievable. There are fish species that do that. So, yeah, that's fair. Um, so, we're talking about you took the mating rituals of birds, you applied it to squid. Are there other things from other species that you would like to put in this? For example, how solitary or how communal are the squid? Because the only thing that I'm seeing here is that during their nest period, the young are guarded. No, wait, it was okay, at which point they leave to live life on their own. Okay. I think these are native to Desereti, but that's my impression. But that's a good question there, Dinosaur Bob. Um, so how social are these scribes? Are these squids? Are they are they communal enough to travel in schools, like a school of fish? They are native to Deseret. There's a wide range of cephalopods from krill level to dolphin level. I assume that you mean in size. Small from a small krill to large. Okay, solitary except during mating. Okay, that's good information to know. I meant in terms of intelligence. Oh, okay. But see, that would be good because here you have physical, you have diet, role as pollinators, reproduction. You could put the whole life cycle in there. You could talk about you have a section on intelligence. There's a section um, on use, a section on solitary. You said they eat mostly the fruit and the mucus and that goes around and stuff like that. Here's a so long as it's evolutionary history and hence anything is possible. Yep. Okay, so that is our end of our 5 minute break. We are going to start our next sprint, the second of the sprints for this article critique. Another question. Um, are they hunted? Who are their predators? And I mean, and have the Desereti people do they hunt them as well? I mean, octopus is not a very popular dish here in the States, but it's very popular in other places. Oh yes, you did mention that in the beginning of the article. I mentioned that there are more squid and octopi species on this planet than any other known planet in human space. So fill feel a lot more roles inside those ecosystems. Okay. Yeah, I do. See, I do. This is really good for the pollination thing, but I mean, but it satisfies minimum requirements. I think adding a lot more information and sections would greatly improve the quality of the article and chances of winning. I don't know how it's being judged. Um, how This is a tangential question. How much of Deseret is covered in water versus Earth? Because I think the Earth is 70% water, the surface of Earth. If you have so many additional squid and octopi species, does that mean Deseret has more water? And, or, in my head, 70-60. Okay, then the continents, are they large but only 6 or 7 like we have here on Earth? Or is it a lot more of tiny islands spread throughout? Because I think the smaller the islands and the more spread out, evenly dispersed throughout the 60 to 70% water, the more important seafood would be. Because Kansas, seafood's not that important because the sea isn't around them. Whereas on the Gulf Coast, pray for their safety, please. Those hurricanes are not, don't mess with hurricanes. But in the Caribbean and on the Gulf Coast, seafood is much more important. So I'm just wondering, how important are all these squid or octopi to the settlers of Deseret? So that, because you could have a whole section. I'm working on the map. I'm using an auto-generated map and building the ocean wind currents and client labors on top. Cool. Hot take. Cephalopods would be liked more if one, Americans were wusses, and two, actually studied how to cook it properly. Okay, there was a CSI New York episode, because I love Gary Sinise, where this person would eat live octopus and just have it go down the gullet, and I'm just going like, no. I don't like food that can look back at me. I don't like food that can attack me. Oh, that's a good question, Bob. More cephalopods mean fewer bony fish. Ah, that is a good observation. But they still exist. Okay, if you ever look up, now this sounds kind of weird, but trust me, if you go to Wikipedia, now let's look at squid, and you look over here, and you have the scientific classifications. But you look at all of these different sections that you have here, where human uses, ecology, behavior, description, reproductive systems. You could go through a bunch of different articles, and you could see if any of the section headers, maybe not the content itself, but the section headers inspire you for something to include. the thing that I was thinking of, okay, time zones, epochs of history, but I was thinking more of how um, how rare they are. Are they? There's a 1,500 word limit I'm paranoid about, but yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, I forgot about the 1,500 word limit. That's true. So you probably don't need to have all of this stuff. Okay. But yeah, I didn't. Okay, 1,500 word limit. Yeah, that's pretty tight then. 1,500 words tight, says the guy who never, rarely writes fiction longer than 5,000 words. So yeah, I have some friends who, when they say that I write a short story in 5,000 words, they look at me and says, I can't even get to the introduction of my main character in 5,000 words. I'm going, you write too long. Yeah, so I do like the article. This is a fun article. I like what I'm seeing here. The pictures are fun. This picture is a good reference, but you only make one. You only describe. I think no. You talk in your pollinators. You do talk about the different body parts and stuff like that. Um, but I definitely would include something about the interaction with humans. Are they a protected species, or are they a bred species? Have they been domesticated? Are they only in the wild, or have there been attempts to domesticate them, like farming, trout farms? Do you have squid farms? You know, uh, stuff like that. Yeah, that will definitely, yeah, because not to make it all about humans, but this is an article about a species. Um, if you're looking to add variety, but if you want to get into other species, if you have the space for it, who are their hunter? Do other animals or cephalopods or octopi hunt them? Do you have whales, like a killer whale orca that likes to eat squid? Because you talk about how the male and female remain at their nest. Uh, okay, the young are guarded by one parent at all times. What are they being guarded from? What are they being guarded from? Scavengers, from small prey, or large prey? Are they or are they being protected from humans? Because I could see that someone harvesting a whole ball full of baby squid, because veal is just baby cow, and it's more tender meat because it's a younger animal. So have they learned to defend themselves from humans scooping up the 50 or so baby squid that are an extra delicacy? That could be an issue as well. Because I think it'd be a lot easier to find 50 baby squid in a ball than 50 adults who are swimming wide of the ocean, or like Dinosaur Bob says, or a bigger squid. Yeah, I could see a giant squid coming on and just planting their beak on that hole and just sucking them all in, because there's no bones. they could really do that. So yes, fun article. Fun article. And there we go. Okay, Now, I have a question for everybody. You're going to need a bigger squid. Okay, I have a question for everyone. Was this a good amount of time for an article review? This was a double sprint, so it came out to 25 minutes for an article review. Is this too long, too short, just right? I'd like to know feedback from those who just watched this. Would you know, did you like it? I mean, I enjoyed reading it. I know Scribe enjoyed having it read. I just want to know how much everyone else liked it as well. I'm curious, and you can DM me on Discord or just type it in the chat, because I do want to continue doing this in the spirit of summer camp. I want to continue doing these kind of critiques, though I do limit it to one long critique per episode. So no one else will be able to by this time, because I only have one. Songbird, I'm a little biased, but I felt like it gave you enough time to get a sense of the article and enough time to dive in deeper. I think this was a shorter article than some others, so this double sprint time would give you time to work on articles of various lengths pretty effectively. Thank you. Good feedback. Yeah, because there was one person's article, and forgive me, I don't remember. I was reading as fast as I humanly could, and I barely finished reading it in 10 minutes. And this was before I did the buying a double sprint review. Yeah, but last night or yesterday, someone bought a single sprint, and it was a really short article, and it worked out great. So that works as well. All right, let's get some music going again. So yeah, good article. Let me return my zoom back to normal. Normal. Yeah, that is a pretty picture. Now, is everyone used to seeing headers that are this big, or am I just too old school? You know, because when I see this, I see a really big picture and I see an article header, and the picture is beautiful. It sets a nice ambiance, but you're not seeing much above the fold. I mean, for those familiar with these ancient devices and relics called newspapers, you had the thing about above the fold. And right now, the only thing I'm seeing above the fold is the title. I think that tying the feedback into a time limit helped to pull out deeper questions about the article and setting, instead of generic comments like, I liked it or it needs some work. Yeah. I'm glad that helped. Yeah, you had some really juicy stuff already in here that really helped lend to asking good questions. Donna, I'd put 1,000-word cap on a single sprint or 800-word cap. Yeah, I think on the double sprint is up to 1,500 words. So I don't know how long this article was. Okay. And this reward is temporarily out of stock. Interesting. That is cool. Okay. So let's get back to, we have 2 more sprints for this evening's, we have 2 more countdowns for this evening. So let's get back to it. There we go. Yep, there we go. Okay, let's turn the music up. Microphone's off, and I'll see you in 10 minutes. All right. How did everybody do? Oh, Lorraine has contributed to the 1 million lemons. Oh, and I think I saw Sable also contribute earlier. Skitters in, donates lemons. Awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Hey, Coffee Quills, good morning. You all also contributing to the 1 million lemons. Thank you so much. Let's see, oh, Dinosaur Bob. Lorraine, you compose music? How cool. Darth Nicholas contributing lemons. Thank you. I've been trying to uncrank my back. It's about 80% successful. Oh, sorry. Ow, that does not sound pleasant. Let's see, how are we doing? We are at 27.2%. 27%. Good job. Yeah, I got my wife is a music major, music therapist. My father-in-law was a band teacher for 34 or 37 years. All my kids play the interest in an instrument, and I'm feeling kind of like I need to have some sort of music in my life. But I'm a writer, and I need to focus. But it might be fun to pick that up anyway. All right, Dragon Lovewater, you have redeemed a sprint takeover. Okay, what would you like to do? This will be the last sprint, so you have until the top of the hour. Let's talk about stuff. I'm at 419 words. You have a short article. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Dragon Lovewater. Go ahead and post. Yeah, my wife had to take music composition in college. That was her homework was interesting. I did not envy her homework at all. Wait, how many words did I say? 419. Really? I got 130 words? Wow. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and get started here in the critique. And when the timer goes off in 2 minutes, we'll just take a quick pause to start that timer. Deserts of Riba. It's a location. Okay. Let me turn off the music. There we go. Okay. Amid the shifting sands roam the wise and crafty. Though the desert sun is harsh and unforgiving, the sands has knowledge. That would be have knowledge. The sand. Okay, we'll dismiss that. We will start. Okay, everyone. Save your work. Count your stuff. There we start the last sprint of the evening, and we will be focusing on this. Though the desert sun is harsh and unforgiving, the sand has knowledge. I think maybe that would be okay if it was this unforgiving and we put a comma in there. The sand has knowledge. It reveals the paths of beasts that know where water lays and hides wanderers from cold, hungry eyes. It knows the time long ago when it first fell and scorched the plains, turning them into the desert they are today. The sand on the beach is made from shells of mollusks. What then is the sand of the desert made of? An excerpt from a book on Avermundi by Shivy Scalefeather. Cool. Okay. I thought I zoomed in here. Did that not take? There we go. That's better. Patches of cacti and tough date trees soak up water lingering underneath the large boulders that cover the northern desert. Further south, there is only dune after dune of sand, by strips of green around the river and an occasional oasis. While traveling, the sands you are likely to find an entrance to the dark dwellings and may delve into the strange twisting tunnels. Gold and yellow is the most common sand color, but sometimes a fierce wind will pick up and stir up the ground, revealing a hidden layer of coarse, glittering sand in exotic colors. Yeah. While traveling the sands, comma, I think you should probably need to have a comma there. Okay. And I would probably put a period there and then just add like travelers may delve into the strange and twisting. Okay. Bye, Lorraine. And this sentence here, I would probably move this sentence lower in the paragraph because you're talking about the types of sand. You're talking about you're talking about a lot of things. First, you're talking about the cacti and the date trees, and then you're talking about in the northern desert, then the southern desert, and then the foliage around the occasions, but then you talk about the dark dwellings, and then you go back to the different types of sand. So you're talking about plant life, you're talking about entrances to the dark dwelling, and then you're talking about the different kinds of sand color that are there. Those are three different things that I think would be worth their own paragraph. Because to mush together in the same paragraph is kind of interesting. Flora and fauna. To the north, in the rocks and crags, grows a large amount of cactus and hardy desert trees and bushes such as dates. Desert goats like the rocky areas, and you can often find snakes and lizards sunning themselves near the safety of a crag. The southern desert lacks the vegetation of the north. Any animals that linger under shelter until night comes. Any animal there lingers under shelter until night comes. Okay. You will find sidewinders, large, scary bugs, desert hawks, and giant hawks. You may want to add that the sidewinder is a type of snake. Because you say desert hawks, giant hawks, and people may not know what a sidewinder is. The shores of the river are green and covered in grass and reeds. In and around the water, you will find a variety of animals, including skiff goose, ibis, crocodiles, hippopotamus, snakes, lizards, and many kinds of fish. Natural resources. A rare, brightly colored sand is manufactured into valuable glass that is shipped all over Avermundi. Dates and chewy, dried figs are a major export, and dates are also processed into a kind of sweetener. Rock salt and sulfur are mined out of the hard cliff faces in northern areas of the desert to find a place on the shelves of magicians and tinkerers. Occasionally, mercurium will bubble up from the ground in places and is a valuable treasure as well as a deadly hazard. Okay. History. During the year of blood and ash, a volcanic eruption and large earthquake created the massive chasm in the north. The chasm now holds the Ribanese capital city of Sakhanthrin. Not much is known about the condition of the desert long ago. The only piece of history, PIE, not PEA. This is like peace as in not war, not peace as in a portion of. The only piece of history related to it is a legend about how a group of gargantuan beings fell there and their bodies made the sands in a grain of sand. When one wanders the sand for a while, they may find that it shifts, opposing the wind, or morphs under their feet like a living thing. Perhaps there's more to the old legend than one might think. Tourism. The desert of Reba is popular with treasure hunters and scholars alike, both for its dry climate that preserves manuscripts and for the deep sands that cover artifacts from ages past. Okay. Intriguing. You got a lot of good stuff here. I think you're trying to do too much in too small of a article. Because it sounds like the desert of Reba is actually two places. You have the northern and the southern. The northern is your more like the western part of the United States type desert where there's a lot of mountains, a lot of brush and stuff like that. Whereas the southern part of the desert of Reba is more like the Sahara, where there's just dune after dune after dune with really cool looking sands. And so I would probably split that up into the northern deserts, southern deserts, and then have another layer underneath where you're talking about the flora and fauna, since it's all, and then you talk about that in that specific location, because where you're switching back and forth from north to south under flora and fauna and under this, it kind of it gets lost. And especially if you're working with an RPG setting, when they come to this article, they want to know about the place that they're located. They want to know either about the north where they're found or the south where they are, and having it interspersed between here, treating the deserts as one thing when you're describing it as two. I would probably recommend. Okay, Sidewinder tooltip. Yep. Extrapolate on geography bits. Yep. More words to explain. Yep. Split desert into two large paragraphs. No, split the article into two major sections. So, or even just two articles. You have the northern deserts of Reba, and then you have the great sand dunes of the southern deserts of Reba, so that you can focus tightly on one thing. And yeah, and when you're talking about the tourism, is the tourism to the north or is the tourism to the south? Are there different kinds of tourism? It's good, in the grains of sand. It sounds like the grains of sand only apply to the southern, so I would probably just put that to the southern. The history is good, but you could again, you could describe it. This natural resources, I think, I really like how you describe the rock salt, the sulfur, how it's mined. You're talking about things like that. But dates and chewy dried figs is a major export. Well, that's a flora, not a natural resource, because it kind of sounds like your natural resources are mineral and mined in nature, as opposed to agriculture, which is more closely related to flora. And you could create a whole new section for the North called agriculture, where you do talk about the dates and how they're made into a sweetener, how they're exported and stuff like that. But yeah, really good article. It has a lot of great information in here. I just think you're trying to put too much in one article, I guess would be my overall sentiment there. Okay? Yep. 2 articles then is probably best. Yes, that's my recommendation. Okay. It's 10 o'clock. And see, this was a great, and Dragon Love Water, I think you demonstrated also very well how much information we can review in 10 minutes. I think this might have been a little on the long side, but I'm still glad that we were able to get through it. Did a little bit of deep dive into it, maybe not as deep as a 25-minuter, but I think in 10 minutes, I still think we got a lot of good information and a critique there. Anyway, that's my opinion. I hope you agree. Okay, so let's just get some music going here for a bit. Thank you to everybody who has come tonight. Thank you so much for enjoying the Creative Countdowns. Oh, I hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. And thank you for those who have contributed to the Lemon Challenge, the 1 Million Lemons collection for the end of NaNoWriMo. I will be back tomorrow morning, Friday morning, at the regular time of 4:30 a.m. Pacific, and also Saturday morning at 4:30 a.m. Pacific, where Friday we'll do 90 minutes, and on Saturday we will do 3 hours of creative countdowns and morning marches. There will not be a show Friday night or Saturday night per usual, and then it'll be a fun weekend. So I do hope everyone has had a great night. Thank you so much for all of the sprints. Thank you to AJ for his resubscription. Thanks for all the fun and jokes and all that. It was a great time in chat. So thank you so much for all of that. So with that, I'll just leave it as have a great night. Have I started my new channel yet? Oh, kind of. You are talking about my channel, right? My second channel. Twitch.tv/SaltyWest. Yep. This is okay. Yeah, this is okay. I just put a link in there. Salty West is my gamer handle. The reason why it's Salty West is because I live near the Great Salt Lake in the western part of the United States. So I'm Salty West. And I kind of thought it was, it sounded like a crudgety old man who plays games. So yeah, I'm Salty West. That channel is very new. I don't have any designs on it, but feel free to go over there and follow it. It's gonna be fun when I get done with it. But yeah, yeah, I'm Salty West, and that's the of the games I play. That's what I always try to go for that username. Okay, so don't steal it. All right, looks like Coffee Quills is already online, and
that would be easy.
Yep. And already going strong with For the Words. So we are going to raid. We are going to raid Coffee Quills. So thank you so much for coming tonight. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow morning for morning marches, and I will see you for our next creative countdowns on Monday evening. So thanks everybody. Have a great night, and I'll catch you later. Bye everyone.